Hi. As I had stated in class, I wanted to initially talk about Fox News and media and how that all fits into how they use language to marginalize black people and how they, other us. Um, but I had to put that on the back burner and scrap that. For this, I think this might not be on the final, but I wanted to put this out there just as practice, just because I had been watching the presidential debate, which was it was like watching two kindergartners. Um, but I wanted to see where our country's headed in terms of or what the leaders of the supposed leaders of our country are using, how they're talking about people. So I got a few quotes here that I want to talk about. Um, with critical race theory and the 1619 Project and Trump talk and teaching kids about the true history of the U.S. Trump calls it racist. Um, that they're very bad and sick ideas, and he wants to defend history. He's saying that he wants to stop the lies about our country being racist. And so I see this as his way of trying to take the black experience out of the American experience, and trying to, in a way that is very fascist-esque, try to make a fantasy reality. Try to make a story that is perfect to unite everyone around. And about his response to Charlottesville and how stuff now has been heading. He says that he keeps going raving on about law and order and how Biden doesn't want law and order, saying that he would have put out that fire quickly, and just the way that he was talking about black people expressing their First Amendment rights. He was doing it in a way that was. It seemed like he was talking about animals. It sounded like he was talking about animals and animal control, or pests and extermination. It was difficult to hear and talk about people that way. He saw it as nonsense of just people just running amok and doing whatever they want, and how he needs to go in and control everyone. But liberals aren't much better. I really think that the political spectrum of this country is center right, and so anyone who's even near the left, like Bernie, who isn't far left at all, he's a moderate, or Biden's a moderate and Bernie's more liberal. Someone like Bernie is seen as a radical socialist leftist. At least it's not. And this is evident by the Democratic candidate who came out and says, he keeps talking about protecting the suburbs when Trump brings up how the protests and people are going to spread to the suburbs. And we've all seen this kind of rhetoric before about how they're really just talking about black people moving in to where they weren't supposed to be after white flight, penetrating that safe haven. And instead of denouncing or attacking the idea itself, he is complacent in it and he supports it. He's saying, "Oh, well, you're not protecting the suburbs by doing this. I will protect the suburbs by doing this," without really realizing or without talking about how protecting the suburbs shouldn't be a thing. And finally, the big one that I want to talk about was just after Trump's response to Charlottesville a couple years back. Biden says, "Is this man supposed to be the savior of African Americans? I am not Paraphrasing, I made sure that I wrote that down word for word as it happened. Savior. That's what Biden sees himself as. That's what, the people who came in and picked the savages off from being pagans and created them into Christianity and gave them places to sleep and eat. They were saving them, right? Same language being used. I think that the Democratic Party, liberals themselves. And by liberal, I don't mean leftists, but people who just aren't conservative. They say they mark themselves as liberals, and they're really just Republicans in nicer packaging. So I chose to use these quotes to show what's really happening, and how both sides see what's going on right now and see black people in the current world. This probably won't make it to my final e-portfolio. It doesn't have anything to do with the theme that I was trying to run with. So I'll have to make an extra, and that'll be the revision to this, I guess. But I found this important. We've got a long way to go.